Hey professionals, in this video I want to go through 7 tips on how to prepare for your assessment centre that are either face-to-face or virtual. So by the end of this video you should be fully prepared and can actually land that graduate scheme. If you need help finding niche graduate schemes, then head over to my TikTok and my Instagram. I've been replying to your comments, helping you find these graduate schemes that you can apply to. If this is your first time watching, my name's Sav and I'm a tech recruiter that makes videos about career advice every week, just helping you be career savvy. I've made playlists on CV advice, interview advice, general career tips. So yeah, definitely do check out those other videos if you are planning to look for a new job. So what is an assessment centre? An assessment centre comprises of tasks and jobs to really assess your suitability for the job that you're applying to. This is where you'll have a chance to demonstrate a wide range of skills that you necessarily might not get across during a normal face-to-face interview. So an assessment centre can actually range from just a nice afternoon to actually a few days. These are typically the last stages of graduate programs and can comprise of around 5 to 15 or maybe 20 people. So you want to think about that. You're in competition to 5 to 15 other people. You need to make sure that you stand out from the crowd. So in order for you to stand out, you need to definitely be focusing on your own performance. So some key skills that assessment centers really do look for are adaptability, commercial awareness, creativity, problem solving. Teamwork is a massive key skill that they're looking for. On top of that, leadership, negotiation, planning, organization. So without further ado, here are my 7 tips in order for you to prepare effectively for your assessment centre. My first tip, preparing. Preparing is so vital. In order to be a successful candidate, you need to be preparing effectively. If you don't prepare, then you're actually just setting yourself up for failure. So what I mean by preparing effectively is not just by reading the email that they send you on what the agenda will be for that day. I mean, you need to actually take the time to actually understand the company inside out. You want to be living and breathing that company. So you want to be able to explain your motivations to actually apply to that role and everything that happens within that company. So you want to have a clear idea on what that company does, their values, their mission statement, their ethos, and why do you want to work there. On top of obviously understanding the company itself, you need to prepare what do they actually expect you to know, and what do you need to do in order for you to be successful at this job. So you need to be reading through the skills and experiences and competencies required to do this job, as that's what they'll be assessing you on. So you want to be spending time reading that job spec and actually thinking of real life examples that match yourself to the competencies that are required from you. So when you're answering these questions, you want to be using the STAR technique. I have made a video, I believe, on my Instagram, like describe a time where you've had to use your creativity. Just using the STAR technique will help you break down that answer and make sure you're answering that question effectively. If you're going through the competencies and you can't think of a real life example, then what you can do is just say what you would do in the future. Whilst you're preparing for that assessment centre, you want to be revisiting the original application form that you sent off. This will help you remind yourself on what you actually said to them, as well as you want to be reading your CV and making sure that you're aware of what you did at each employment stage. So when you worked at the company X, Y, and Z, what you actually did, what did you achieve, and your degree. What did you actually learn from that degree? What have you got on there on paper so you can only regurgitate that and actually add a bit more information. When I mentioned about researching the company, you also need to research them if they've been on the news recently and their competitors within that industry. This will just help build and show them that you've got commercial awareness. Have questions in mind that you want to be asking the assessors throughout the assessment centre, or even at the end of some of the specific tasks. If you don't know what questions that you need to ask at the end of an interview, then I have a lot on my Instagram and my TikTok, so definitely head over there and just find those videos. I have made a video on why do you want to work here. I'll put it over here. The link will be in the description anyway, but I'll definitely put a link on the screen somewhere. You can get a feel of the ideal employee by actually researching that on their website. They may even have current videos of employers that work there. For example, GSK have a really nice video on what's it like to work there, and if you're applying to a job that have a video like this, then you can actually mention that to them, like, look, hey, I've watched this video and it really reinforced the idea that this is a great place to work and this is why I do want to work it. This shows to them that you've actually took a step further and you've had some dedication to actually check out their website. Going that extra mile will just show that you're serious about joining that company. It also isn't a bad idea to find people that work there currently on LinkedIn, connect with them and drop them a message to just pick their brains a little bit about what's it like working there. There's literally no harm in doing that. They could either say yes or they can just ignore you and forget it. You've not lost out on anything really. Okay, my next tip to prepare effectively is that you need to invest in your well-being. It's all about mindset during that assessment center. It is a long day, so you need to be in that right mindset in order for you to smash it both mentally and physically. So to be your best self, you need to make sure that you get good sleep, you exercise during that week following up to your assessment center, and you're actually quite healthy, like you have a healthy diet. So the week before your assessment center, you need to make sure that you have a regular sleeping pattern. Getting sufficient sleep is vital for concentration and feeling alert. This might be difficult to do, but just try and exercise for 30 minutes 3 times a week before your assessment center. Exercise releases endorphins that promotes well-beingness and actually reduces anxiety, which can then reduce stress. Most importantly, you'll feel more energized. So you don't want to be pushing yourself too hard. I say 3 times a week because I think that is doable. Like, you could just walk around the block, you can just do press-ups at home, you can do sit-ups at home. Like, it can be anything. Skipping. And obviously eating well, a healthy, balanced diet a few weeks leading to that assessment center. This will help you look and feel good. Don't forget, breakfast is the most important meal of the day, so you don't want to be skipping out on breakfast on that day. If you do skip out on breakfast, your sugar levels may crash and then you might start feeling sluggish and lethargic.
You're done.
Oh, already?
We did it.
Ooh, wow, I was so nervous about this. I don't think I ate for 3 days.
Is he okay?
My next tip is that first impressions count. Everyone judges each other. It's unfortunate, but it's true. Everyone does judge each other, so you need to make sure that you look your best. So be sure to look smart and dress professional. It doesn't matter if you're doing this virtually, you need to be looking like
business smart.
Okay? Make sure that you are, because first impressions are everything. If you're traveling to the office, make sure you're punctual and you adhere to COVID-19 guidelines. So if you have to wear a face mask, obviously bring a face mask, maybe even bring an extra one just in case the flipping band rips or whatever. It's 100 times better to arrive there early than to arrive there late. If you're unsure about the route because you've not done it before or you're relying on public transport, then test it out a day before. So obviously if there are any unexpected delays, you can definitely account for that. If you're doing this virtually, then make sure you've got your equipment at your desk set up appropriately, making sure that you have a strong internet connection, you've got your headphones charged if they're Bluetooth wireless, your laptop is fully charged. At the end of the day, you don't want to be let down just due to technology. That would suck. You've done all the hard work in submitting the application and you can't attend the assessment center because your laptop died. Like, that will suck. You also want to make sure that your browser allows access to the microphone that you're using and the webcam. So definitely check the quality of your microphone and your camera ahead of time, as well as think about lighting and being in a suitable location where there'll be no distractions and no background like large noise. Like, you're not going to just be putting on the washing machine and you're doing that call right next to the washing machine. If you are required to bring additional documents or supporting information, then make sure you actually pack that the night before. You don't want to be going there and the reason that you can't attend that assessment center because you just forgot your ID. Remember to reread the agenda of what you actually need to bring and make sure you have that all ready for the day. I know, for example, Rolls-Royce will always require you to send some supporting documents prior to that assessment center, and then on the day you'll have to bring that document so you can do a virtual check. My next tip on smashing assessment centers is when you're actually there, don't be negative. Avoid being negative during your breaks, your lunches. Trust me, the assessors are watching all the time. You don't know who will be listening. Remember, they're not just assessing your skills and experience, they're also assessing if you're the right culture fit. So they're looking for someone that will be able to come in and join their existing current team. So don't try and have an attitude, be friendly and polite, that's the way to go. So you want to be reflecting on your body language, make eye contact and keep your back straight, eyes focused, and this will just help you build that rapport, and also to them it will make you seem confident. So smile and be genuinely interested in what they have to say. Let your natural personality shine. My next tip, which I believe is tip number 5, is that you don't want to be fixating on failure. The assessment day will be intensive. You need to be thinking about that in the back of your mind, as they will be testing you on a lot of different elements. So during that assessment day, something may go wrong, and that's absolutely fine. The major key is not to dwell on what went wrong and to just constantly fixate on that. Because you know what? That will just lead you to be distracted, and then you will lead to more mistakes. You really won't be required to know everything in that assessment day, as these are designed to not only highlight your strengths but to highlight your weaknesses. So don't worry if you mess up on things during that day. It's just about your composure and how you bounce back from that mess up. So you don't want to be letting one bad section set the tone for your overall performance. Keep focused on the next task. My next tip is practice. Practice. Your knowledge on the company itself, the trends, why do you want to work there. Practice the STAR technique, obviously tackling those competencies that they may ask you. Try not to be practicing it too much, like it's like obvious to them that you're a robot and you're just regurgitating what you said earlier. You want to be having some authenticity when you're obviously relaying this information. Practicing will keep you confident and will keep your nerves at bay, so you've got a higher chance of success. My final tip is to ask for feedback either at the end of the day or by following up via email. Feedback is crucial. If you don't succeed in making the best impression, then you better make sure that you understand why you didn't make that best impression. This will help you reflect on the day and set you up for success for your next one. So thank you for watching. These are my 7 tips on helping you prepare and smash that assessment center. I will be making a video on actually preparing for the different types of interviews that could come up in assessment centers. So that's intro exercises, case studies, written tests, group exercises, so that's the role player icebreakers that may come up. I'll aim to get that video out straight away. I'll put it in the suggested videos and in the link in the description. Hopefully you can see it on the, I think it's the left hand, it's this side. I hope it's this, it might be this side, but obviously where all the other suggested videos are, do check that out because I'm diving in really deep on what you should be doing in order to stand out from the rest of the crowd. If there's anything I've missed, then let me know in the comments down below. Drop a like on the channel, really helps me out, and of course subscribe so you don't miss out on that next video and all my upcoming videos that I have coming up. I really appreciate the love and support I've got on this channel. Good luck on your assessment center and peace. I'll see you on the next one.